Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it'd be fun to dive into my favorite art supplies that I have here, and yeah. Now before we start, these are the art supplies that I think are my 5 stars. These are the ones that I couldn't live without. These are my favorite ones that I use pretty much every time I do an art project. Without further ado, let's get started. Posca Pens. Posca Pens, if you don't know what they are an acrylic paint marker. They come in a variety of sizes and colors from 0.7 to 15.0. Posca Pens are great for filling big spaces with color. I like to use Posca Pens, especially in my drawings when I'm adding texture. They add a whole bunch of color and it's easy to overlay with them. You can find Posca Pens here in the United States at Michael's or sometimes Walmart or Joann's. And I recommend just using a coupon with them because they can be pretty expensive. But if you're looking for a whole bunch of them to buy, like a set, I would go to Amazon.com. That's where I got most of mine. And they come cheaper because you can save with used like new. And all it was someone just barely opened them. And that's how I got a discount. I got them for $8, whereas it would have been $15. Next up, my white jelly roll pens. These things are amazing. Ever since my friend Willoughby taught me about them, I can't stop using them. They are great for, any sort of additions of highlights to any color of They are great for any sort of highlights to any sort of picture. They also can draw on different fabrics such as shoe canvas, sometimes skin. I don't know if that's safe, so I don't recommend it, but I do it. You can get these at any store, Walmart, Target, Michael's, Joann's. You can pretty much find them anywhere. I will post a link on Amazon of where you can get these as well. Next up, my Pentel Graphgear 500 pencil in 0.7 and 0.5 lead. These things are amazing. I love mechanical pencils already just because it's easier than having to sharpen and deal with the mess of a normal pencil. But they also have erasers, which is a must in any sort of pencil with me because I make mistakes quite a bit and I need to be able to erase on the fly and on the go. And it's very sturdy in metal. Bottom makes it so much easier for me to grip and write with. So I sketch with these all the time. These are my go-to pencils. I don't even think I found these at a craft store. I found these at my A Fresh Market. It's a local grocery store that we have here in Utah. But that's where I found this one. I'm sure I can find a link here and post it in the description below so that way you guys can try to find some like this. But if you're looking for a sturdy mechanical pencil that draws really, really well, I definitely recommend these. These are perfect. This is probably the cheapest supply that I own. It is my paint palette. Sometimes the most expensive materials don't need to cost that much to be great. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense to my brain. What I'm saying is that this was $3 and this is much better than some of the high priced palettes that I've bought in the past. The simple reason of being, it does the job perfectly fine. Like I don't need a fancy one. This holds all the things I could need. Working with acrylic or gouache or watercolor or acrylic ink, this is perfect. And honestly, if it ever got so dirty that I was getting bugged by it, I could throw it away and go spend $3 and get a new one. I would definitely recommend these and I will post the link. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, I want to say. Next up, we have something that is not going to be sold in stores, or it may be, it's just going to be a lot more expensive. This is my brush holder. So I actually made this. I saw a thing on Pinterest one night and I said, I want to make that. So I went downstairs to my garage, I got a 4x4 piece of wood, cut it, sanded it down, and drilled holes into the block to make sure I could hold all of my paintbrushes in here. So I have a variety of sizes. It may not be the prettiest, but it definitely does the job of keeping my brushes upright and safe so they're not getting smushed around or broken or anything like that. I just also like this because it's putting your stuff on display. And when I'm working with my paintbrushes, I'll use one and put it immediately back and then it's safe to go. If you guys would like a tutorial on this, you can let me know in the comments below and I would be more than happy to show you guys how I made this. Okay, next up we have my other palette. So this is working with gouache and acrylic. And this is when you want to save your paint for a long time. So paint dries out pretty fast, especially working with gouache. So with this palette right here, it's the, I'm forgetting the name of it. Q name right here above my head. Thank you. It's sitting on parchment paper, which is sitting on foam that you spray and get wet. So that way when you're working with your material or your medium, it doesn't ever dry out. And it's super nice because when you're all done with it, or if you need to wait and go to bed because you're done working at art at 3 a.m. in the morning, and you want to work on it tomorrow morning as well, you put the cover on it, and your little sleeve so it can stay closed, as well as this little part right here that attaches magnetically. And then you're good to go. So when you open it back up, the colors are still, healthy and moist. Or if they need a little bit of spritzing, you just get a spray bottle and spray it. It's super nice. I definitely recommend this because it keeps my paints. Sometimes I mix a color and I don't know how to get a color like that again. So it's super helpful so I don't have to redo anything like that. It just keeps it all here for me safe and ready to go for the next time I want to use my paint. I know there are different types of palettes like these that are cheaper, but I just really like the design of this one. So I went with that one. This is my Tombow calligraphy marker. It comes in a black tip and a gray tip. Now, when I was doing Inktober, this thing came in handy so much because you are able to make wide strokes or very thin strokes with both sides, and it's just super, super handy. I love doing my line art with this pen. I have my microns as well, but this is kind of the one that has sold it for me. This pen is also waterproof, which is super, super nice because I like working with a variety of mediums. So it works with any type of medium that I have used so far. So that includes watercolor, gouache, acrylic ink, and crayons, pencils. It overlays on everything. This came in my Art Snack subscription box, so I'm not quite sure of where I can find these, but I will check and find a link for you guys somewhere. If you're looking for a sketchbook, I definitely recommend the plumchester-square-sketchbook. It's just super, super nice with how lightweight it is, but it still has that hard sketchbook feel, which I do prefer in a sketchbook just because I'm on the go all the time. So if I have to throw it in my bag, I don't want it to get bent or broken. So this is perfect for me because it's super lightweight. It doesn't add very much weight to my bags. It doesn't get broken when I put it in there because of its hard covered shell. And then when I put it out to lay flat, look at that. It lays pretty darn flat for a book. And I've used paints. I have another one waiting for me ready to go when I finish this. But I've already filled up one of these and I'm ready to go on my other one because they are just so nice. They are the perfect size for me and I love it. Okay, this is my We Are Memory Keepers paper cutter. Now this is pretty high tech and bougie, I should say. This would be something if you work with paper a lot or have to cut down paper, I would definitely recommend this one. It has a light built in so that way you are able to see where you are cutting, as well as compact tools that stay in the storage so I can fold it out, make it bigger, but it also has tools at the bottom if I ever need to score, and it has a built-in little compartment for your knife. So it's just a very pretty item, honestly, and I'm able to store it away very easily. It cuts nicely. And yeah, I did have an Amazon plastic one that did the same job, but I wanted something a little bit sturdier. And this definitely is sturdier, it's prettier, and it has that built-in light board so I can see where I am cutting. And it's been amazing. I will say this was at Joann's for, I want to say, over $100, and I would not buy it if it was over $100. I did have a coupon for 50% off, and that's how I got this for cheaper. So I wouldn't pay full price for this. I would wait till Joann's or whoever has a coupon to make it go on sale, and that's when you should buy this item. Lastly, I love my acrylic gouache from Liquitex. Now this is kind of the best way for me to describe it to you would be an in-between of acrylic and watercolor. Because with this you can use it kind of as either one. You can use it just straight as an acrylic, straight out of the bottle, no water needed. Or what you could do is you can mix it with water and get these amazing different colors and gradients. So I definitely love Liquitex. I will say the downfall to these is that they are super expensive. And I mean, it makes sense because they are super nice. You can layer with them very well. You can get all these bright, fun colors. But at the store, I think they're $9 to $14 each. So what I did was I found on eBay some cheap lots of them being sold, and that's how I bought them. So I got them for probably about $3 to $4 a bottle instead of the $9 to $14. So that's what I would recommend to you is check out eBay to find art supplies. Same thing with Copics or maybe Posca Pens. Any sort of expensive art supply that you were wanting, check out eBay or Amazon first before you head to the craft store. That's where I found a lot of my more expensive items for cheap because we got to be able to save money somehow, right? That is all I have for you guys today. If you want to let me know what you thought of this video, tell me about some items that maybe I missed that are in your favorite items list. I do have a giveaway. It's a King Art Fine Line ink pen set. Now, King Art is a wonderful brand especially for beginners who are getting into art because they're cheap, but they have really great quality. So I already have a King Art Fine Line ink pen set and I use it all the time. That's great. They don't smear, they're waterproof, so you can use these pretty much anywhere. So if you want to win the King Art Fine Line ink pen set, make sure to follow me on YouTube and Instagram. I will post a photo on my Instagram sharing the contest rules, and that's how you can be entered in. The amount of times I've struggled saying words today and staying awake. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, best wishes, warmest regards.